Today we're gonna set up a watering schedule on the Hunter controller. Can be a Xcore, Pro C, or ICC. First, if your controller was on off position, you have to turn the dial to the current date and time. We're gonna start with that. As you can see on the screen, it says year. So we're gonna set up the year. With the minus and plus button, you can change that year. So we are in 2020, so I'm gonna hit plus. You can see now we're in 2020. With the arrows, you can move from setting to setting. So you go forward, that will give you the month. So we are on April, which is on April over here too. So let's say you wanna change that. You can use minus and plus button to change it. So we're gonna leave it on April. Press the arrow again. It will bring you to day, which today is the 6th, which is fine. So you can always change it. Gonna leave it on 6. Then if you go forward, it will give you the time. So you can see it's blinking over there. We are on the AM right now, but let's say you wanna set up for PM. So if you press the plus, it will give you a PM again. If you press it again, it will give you like 24 hours format. Press it again, it will bring you back to 12 hours format. So we are on the AM right now, so we're gonna leave on the AM. Press it again. So now you can set up the hour, which right now it's 11:09. So we're gonna go 11. Press it again. Now we're gonna set up the minutes. All right. So you can double check your settings. Year 2020, month April, day 6th, time on the AM 11 with 10 minutes. All right, now we can move to the next step. Will be set program start times. Now here, this is not your station number or your zone number. That's not the how long you want it to run for. This is just when you want the system to start watering, to start the cycle. So be very careful when you're doing this. So if you're gonna water once a day, you just wanna use one start time. I think you have 4 options on this clock. So we're gonna, like you can see, if you press the arrow, you can change to start time 2, which is on off right now. Start time 3 off. Start time 4 on off position. So we're gonna use start time 1. Other thing too, you have to make sure that you're in program A. You have 3 programs that you can use: A, B, and C. You can use B if you wanna water more than once a day, or you want to separate the flowers from the turf. But if you're gonna do everything in once, I will recommend to stay on program A. How to put a program A? Here is the button, the program button. If you hit it once, you'll see how it changed to from A to C. So now we are on B. Start time is on off. C, first start time is on off. Then we come back to A again. So we're gonna work on program A, start time 1. Now is for 9 a.m., but we wanna change that. We wanna water 5 a.m. So we just, with the minus and plus button, again, you can change that. So we're gonna go to 5 a.m. Now you want to double check again, make sure the rest of the programs are on off. So we go number 2 is off, 3 is off, 4 is off. So we good. We have 1 start time, for 5 a.m. Now we can move to the next step, which is station run times. Here's where you're gonna set up how long you want each station to run for. So now we got number 1 for 30 minutes. You can always change that with the minus and plus button. Let's say we're gonna put 35 minutes on this one. Then with the arrow you can move to the second station. Number 2 has 30 minutes. You can always change it. Number 3 has 0 minutes. Let's say we have number 3. We're gonna give him 10 minutes. Number 4, we're gonna give him like 5 minutes. Alright, 5 minutes. So this system only has 4 stations. So you're gonna double check again. Make sure you got your run times in. 7, 8, we just got 4 stations. So you got number 1, 35 minutes, 2, 30 minutes, 3, 10 minutes, 4, 5 minutes. Alright. As you can see, we're still on program A. We already assigned run times to each station. Now we can move to the set days to water. Alright. Here is where you're gonna set up the specific days that you want to water. If this screen comes on, you just play with the arrow until you see the drops. Alright, so here's where you're gonna select what days you want to water. Now we got every day except Tuesday. So let's say we're gonna water 3 times a week. So let's say we're gonna water Monday. So we're gonna select Monday with the plus button. But we don't want to water Tuesday, so we're gonna go with minus button. But we're gonna water on Wednesday. Plus, we don't want to water on Thursday, so we're gonna leave it off. This one over here. We want to water on Friday, and we don't want to water on Saturday and Sunday. All right. So we already set up the days to water. Now you want to turn your dial. If you got pump, make sure it's on. If you don't have pump, doesn't matter if it's on or off. If you don't have a pump, seasonal adjustment, always 100%. You turn the dial to run, and you all set. Oh, one other thing: if you have a rain sensor, make sure if you want it active, make sure you have it active or bypass. Okay. Now let's say that you want to check your stations. You want to run the system. What are you gonna do? You're gonna turn your dial to manual single station. Now you're gonna have to assign how many minutes you want to run for. This is gonna be like a one time. So let's say you want 3 minutes on the first one. Put 3 minutes. Then you can move again to number 2. So you want 3 minutes for that. Number 3, 3 minutes. Always give yourself good enough time to walk outside and find the first station. So I would say like 3 minutes will be enough probably. If you have a bigger house and you have to walk a lot to get out, so you may wanna add like 5 minutes or 4 minutes. 3. All right. Once you assign time to the stations, you want to turn this to run. Like you can see now, it's running on the station 4. That was the last one that I assigned minutes. But you can always go back to number 1. So now number 1 is gonna run. Oh, I put 2 minutes. Now number 1 is gonna run for 2 minutes. Let's say you want to add more minutes, you can just hit over here. You will more minutes. So you manually start the system. So you can walk outside and check all the stations. Once the cycle ends, like 4 minutes each station, it will automatic return to run. So you don't have to do anything else. But if you want to double check, you can always double check. If you like, let's say you finish before the cycle ends, you can always come back, turn it to off, and then put it back to run. All right. And always double check your settings. Let's go back to date and time. 2020, April 6. Got the time right. Start times. 5 a.m. Only one start time. Second is off. We're gonna check program B, make sure everything's off. All right. Run times. You double check your run times. Okay, water base. Got 3 days. Seasonal adjustment of 100%. So just turn the dial to run. And you all set.